Welcome to In Another Thing. I'm your host, Shalako, and for nearly 30 years, I've been directing, producing, editing, and pretty much just surviving the chaos that is the film and television industry. And today, we're talking about the one subject that everybody in Hollywood seems to have an opinion on, whether they love it, hate it, or secretly use it on the side. We're talking about artificial intelligence, the shiny new toy or the Trojan horse at the gates of storytelling. Is AI about to become Hollywood's new co-star, or is it the creative villain waiting to push artists out of the frame? Let's talk about it. Now, let me set the stage. When I started in this business, everything was hands-on. If you told me back then that one day a machine would suggest edits or generate a cityscape or even mimic an actor's performance, I'd have laughed and probably kicked you out of my edit bay. But here we are, and the fact is AI is already in the room, sometimes quietly, sometimes loudly. And whether you know it or not, it's shaping the future of what you watch. So what's happening now? Studios, post houses, and even indie creators are using AI to generate concept art in seconds, extend sets, build digital crowds, or fill in skies without a massive visual effects budget. They also de-age actors. You've seen it in blockbuster films like Captain America Civil War and in The Irishman. They clone voices for alternate takes. You've seen that in an Oscar-nominated film, and even help writers brainstorm scenes. This isn't science fiction anymore. This is happening right now. In case you think I'm exaggerating, trade reports are already mapping this out. AI is officially listed as one of the 5 trends in film and television for 2025. So this is no longer a maybe, it's officially here. But there's good news, so let's not panic just yet, because there are some upsides that we need to think about. Think about the efficiency with AI. Rotoscoping, masking, background cleanup, all of the tedious work that eats up hours can be done in minutes. That frees up real artists to focus on the emotional stuff, the creative stuff for their stories and what they're building. There's experimentation. Writers can test alternate scenes, directors can preview dozens of looks without spending millions. There's the accessibility of it. Independent filmmakers and the ones without Marvel's budget can get tools that can level the playing field or at least raise the playing field. And this is a big if AI is treated as an assistant and not the director of the movie, it could actually open doors. But of course, there's a dark side to it. So let's flip the reel, because for every opportunity, there's a risk. What happens when someone creates a Tilly Norwood? What happens when AI extras replace background actors? When voice models recreate an actor without their consent? When the studio says, why hire a junior compositor when we can click a button? If everyone's using the same AI engines, will everything start to look the same? Let's not even get started on the legal mess. Who owns an AI-generated image? Do you credit the machine? Do you pay residuals to an algorithm? These aren't hypotheticals. They're already being debated in guild meetings and in lawsuits. So let's look at how Hollywood is responding. Now, you might be wondering, what are the pros doing about it? Unions like the Writers Guild and SAG-AFTRA are actively negotiating AI clauses. Studios are quietly testing hybrid workflows, but they're really careful about going public with it. They're trying to keep it under wraps, so they're not going public with it. Let's be real. And some creators are fighting back, demanding disclosure labels. There's even talk of a human control index, basically a way of measuring how much of a project was human versus machine. Imagine looking at your final credits in any film and seeing 85% human, 15% AI. It's kind of like if you're looking at a food label. So what does this mean for creators? So let me talk to my fellow filmmakers for a second. So here's my take after almost 3 decades in the trenches, as I guess you could say. We need to take advantage of this because it's not going anywhere. We need to use AI to augment, not replace. Let it be the intern, not the director. Keep your hand on the wheel, prompt carefully, and review aggressively. And always check if it's drifting away from your vision. Negotiate contracts early. Protect your likeness, your credit, and your rights. And most importantly, experiment. Try and have fun with it. Don't run from it because, like I said, it's not going anywhere. But don't hand over the keys to it either. Think of AI as that overeager assistant that can fetch coffee, prep options, maybe even suggest a shot. But if they start calling action, they're out of here. Now, for the audience side, what does this mean for you? Well, one thing you'll probably notice is cleaner visuals, faster movie releases, maybe even more niche stories because costs are lower. But you might almost notice the uncanny valley moments, the face that looks a little bit too smooth, the background extra who blinks strangely, and you may not know which part of the movie was real and which was AI, unless, of course, disclosure becomes mandatory. So where's all this going? Here's my real predictions. Within a year, we'll see mandatory AI disclosures in some form. We'll probably get new credits like AI-assisted set design. Boutique AI-driven studios will pop up, like the ones that just created Tilly Norwood. And on the flip side, most importantly though, lawsuits are coming. Likeness rights, voice rights, ownerships, all of those are going to be litigated in court. So, is AI's Hollywood new co-star, or is it the villain of the movie? Honestly, it can be both. It's the best assistant you've ever had, and it can be the worst assistant you've ever had. And in the next decade of movies and film and television and in art, all of that will depend on how we handle that tension. So thanks for hanging out with me on And Another Thing. And if you enjoyed this, let me know what side you're on, Team AI or Team Keep It Human. And join me next time when I'll be exploring film festivals, the rise of film festivals, and why they are so important for film students and for audience out here today. Until then, keep watching, keep questioning, and remember, the story is still ours to tell.